अस्सलाम वालेकुम वरहमतुल्लाहि वबरकातुहू। तो आज हम जूनियर असिस्टेंट JKSSB जो एग्ज़ाम कंडक्ट करवा रहा है, JKSSB जूनियर असिस्टेंट का जो कंप्यूटर पोर्शन है, जो कंप्यूटर का सिलेबस दिया गया है, उस सारे सिलेबस को हम आज MCQs के थ्रू कवर करेंगे और बहुत ज़्यादा इम्पॉर्टेंट और एग्ज़ाम ओरिएंटेड MCQs रहेंगे ये। तो आपको भी टाइम मिलेगा कि आप गेस कर सको, आप सोच सको कि किस क्वेश्चन का क्या आंसर बनता है। तो पहले क्वेश्चन से स्टार्ट करेंगे क्योंकि कुछ लोग कहेंगे कि ये सिलेबस में नहीं है तो इतना हिस्ट्री जानने की क्या ज़रूरत है, लेकिन कभी कभार हिस्ट्री से भी क्वेश्चन आ जाता है। हु इज़ नोन एज द फादर ऑफ द मॉडर्न कंप्यूटर? तो इसका राइट आंसर आप सबको पता होगा, बिल्कुल बेसिक सा है, चार्ल्स बेबेज। ठीक है, तो अब दूसरे क्वेश्चन की तरफ चलते हैं। द फर्स्ट जनरेशन ऑफ कंप्यूटर यूज्ड विच कंपोनेंट ऑफ सर्क्यूटरी? बताओ, क्या आपको पता है? आप में से किसी को पता है? ये भी बेसिक सा है, ये भी हर किसी को पता होगा। तो वैक्यूम ट्यूब्स। ठीक है। विच लैंग्वेज वाज यूज्ड बाय द फर्स्ट जनरेशन कंप्यूटर्स? मशीन लैंग्वेज, बाइनरी। ठीक है। द कंसेप्ट ऑफ स्टोर्ड प्रोग्राम वाज इंट्रोड्यूस्ड बाय? स्टोर्ड प्रोग्राम कंसेप्ट was introduced by John von Neumann. जॉन वॉन न्यूमैन इसका राइट आंसर है। ट्रांजिस्टर्स वर इंट्रोड्यूस्ड इन विच जनरेशन ऑफ कंप्यूटर? तो किस जनरेशन में ट्रांजिस्टर्स इंट्रोड्यूस करवाए गए? सेकंड जनरेशन। फर्स्ट जनरेशन में वैक्यूम ट्यूब्स थे। ठीक है। इंटीग्रेटेड सर्किट्स ICS मार्क्ड द बिगिनिंग ऑफ विच जनरेशन? थर्ड जनरेशन। ऑप्शन बी इज द करेक्ट आंसर। VLSI, very large scale integration technology, is associated with फोर्थ जनरेशन। ठीक है, तो इसका राइट आंसर है फोर्थ जनरेशन। फिफ्थ जनरेशन कंप्यूटर्स आर बेस्ड ऑन आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस। ठीक है। विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज द फास्टेस्ट टाइप ऑफ कंप्यूटर? सुपर कंप्यूटर। सुपर कंप्यूटर इज द फास्टेस्ट टाइप ऑफ कंप्यूटर। परम is an example of which type of computer developed in India? सुपर कंप्यूटर की एग्जांपल है परम। ठीक है। A desktop computer is also known as personal computer, PC। अब अगले क्वेश्चन की तरफ चलते हैं। What are the three main components of CPU? ये एक आसान सा क्वेश्चन है। ALU यानी कि एल्गोरिदम, लॉजिक यूनिट, कंट्रोल यूनिट और मेमोरी यूनिट। These are three main components of the CPU, central processing unit. The brain of the computer is CPU. In CPU, what does ALU stand for? In CPU, what does ALU stand for? Arithmetic Logic Unit। ठीक है, लॉजिक याद रखना, कहीं लॉजिक की जगह लोकल ना लिख देना। Which part of the CPU decodes instructions and generates control signals? तो सिग्नल कौन भेजता है? कंट्रोल यूनिट। ठीक है, कंट्रोल यूनिट ही सिग्नल भेजता है इनपुट्स में, और इनपुट्स फिर मेमोरी में, फिर मेमोरी आउटपुट में। द स्पीड ऑफ मॉडर्न CPU इज मेजर्ड इन GHz यानी कि गीगाहर्ट्ज़ में आज मॉडर्न CPU की स्पीड मेजर की जाती है। Which of the following is the fastest memory inside the CPU is, यहाँ पे कंफ्यूज ना हो जाना, रजिस्टर इनसाइड द CPU बोला है। ओवरऑल तो कैचे है, मेमोरी फास्टेस्ट है, लेकिन जो रजिस्टर्स हैं ये इनसाइड द CPU बोला है, तो रजिस्टर्स इज द फास्टेस्ट मेमोरी इनसाइड द CPU। ठीक है। द कम्युनिकेशन लाइन बिटवीन the CPU, memory and peripherals is called a communication line, is called bus। बस कहते हैं कम्युनिकेशन लाइन को, मतलब वायर एक तरह की। यहाँ बिटवीन द CPU, मेमोरी एंड पेरिफेरल्स, बस याद रखना। वायर बस को कहते हैं, मतलब ये एक तरह की वायर्स होती हैं लेकिन इन्हें बस कहते हैं, तो आपने बस ही लिखना है, वायर नहीं लिखना है, आपने बस याद रखना है। SMPS stands for, SMPS stands for switched mode power supply, switched mode power supply is the right answer। Which memory is known as volatile memory? जिसने मेमोरी पढ़ी होगी तो उसे तो पता ही होगा, रैम। रैम इज volatile, मीन्स पावर ऑफ डाटा लॉस्ट, पावर ऑफ डाटा लॉस्ट। और नॉन वोलेटाइल में क्या होता है, पावर ऑफ डाटा लॉस्ट नहीं होता, डाटा सेफ रहता है। BIOS is stored in which chip? BIOS is stored in which chip? रोम, रोम में स्टोर रहती है BIOS। ठीक है, तो ये याद रखना। व्हाट इज द फुल फॉर्म ऑफ रैम? रैम की फुल फॉर्म क्या है? रैंडम एक्सेस मेमोरी। विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग रिटेन्स डाटा इवन आफ्टर पावर इज स्विच्ड ऑफ? तो वो है रोम। ठीक है, रैम में डाटा नहीं रहता, रैम में डाटा गायब हो जाता है और रोम में डाटा रहता है। इसका मतलब ये नॉन वोलेटाइल है। कैची मेमोरी एक्ट्स एज ए बफर बिटवीन CPU एंड रैम। ठीक है। विच टाइप ऑफ रैम रिक्वायर्स constant refreshing to retain data? Which type of RAM requires constant refreshing to retain data? RAM, डायनामिक रैम। ठीक है, एक होता है SRAM, स्टैटिक रैम। तो ये किसके दो टाइप्स हैं? ये भी इसी के दो टाइप्स हैं रैम के। SRAM यानी कि स्टैटिक रैम is faster than DRAM because it uses flip-flops and does not need refreshing. Correct answer is B. EEPROM stands for, EEPROM stands for, EEPROM stands for, बताओ, सोचो, पढ़ लो। इसके लंबे लंबे आंसर्स दिए गए हैं, तो आप इनमें से देख लो कौन सा वाला होगा राइट आंसर। इलेक्ट्रिकली इरेजेबल प्रोग्रामेबल रीड ओनली मेमोरी इज द राइट आंसर। 1 byte consists of 1 byte consists of 8 bytes, 8 bits, sorry, 8 bits. A grouping of 4 bits is called nibble। क्या बोलते हैं? nibble। Which is the correct ascending order of memory units? ये तो आना चाहिए आपको। पहले KB है, फिर MB है, फिर GB है, फिर टेराबाइट है। किलोबाइट, मेगाबाइट, गीगाबाइट, टेराबाइट। टेराबाइट होता है 1024 GB, और MB होता है 1024 MB, 1 GB होता है 1024 MB, और 1 MB होता है 1024 KB। तो 1000 के बाद 24 लगाना ज़रूरी है। हाउ मैनी किलोबाइट्स आर इन 1 KB KB in binary terms? तो आंसर इज B, 1024। 1 petabyte PB is equal to 1024। तो मैंने बोला 24 1000 के बाद ज़रूर याद रखना। डेटा in the computer is stored in which format? Binary is the correct answer. The motherboard is also known as printed circuit board, PCB system board is the correct answer. CMOS battery on the motherboard is responsible for keeping the system time and date running. Which port is used to connect a graphics card to the motherboard? किस पोर्ट को यूज़ किया जाता है ग्राफिक कार्ड को मदरबोर्ड से जोड़ने के लिए? PCLE, PCL Express. The process of starting a computer and loading the OS is called booting. Cold booting means starting a computer from the power off state. Warm booting means restarting the computer, for example, Control plus Alt plus Delete or restart. POST stands for power on self test. Which of the following is not hardware? Windows 11. Firmware is stored in ROM. ROM. Barcode reader is an example of input device. Which device converts digital signals to analog signals and vice versa? Modem. अब क्वेश्चन नंबर 45 की तरफ चलते हैं। The quality of printer is measured in DP, dots per inch, DPI. The speed of a printer is usually measured in dots per inch के ज़रिए प्रिंटर की क्वालिटी मेजर की जाती है और स्पीड ऑफ प्रिंटर मेजर की जाती है PPM, pages per minute. Which of the following is an output device? Visual display unit. Which key is used to refresh the active window? F5. The F12 key in MS Word opens the Save as dialog box. ASCII stands for American Standard Code for Information Interchange. Option B is the correct answer. तो अब इनपुट डिवाइसेस, आउटपुट डिवाइस और ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम को कवर करते हैं। विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज अ पॉइंटिंग डिवाइस? तो पॉइंटिंग डिवाइस कौन सा है इनमें से? तो पॉइंटिंग डिवाइस है माउस, जो पॉइंट करता है, ठीक है, आप समझ गए होंगे। क्यूआरटी लेआउट इज एसोसिएटेड विद विच डिवाइस? क्यूआरटी लेआउट किस डिवाइस के साथ एसोसिएटेड है, मुंसलिक है? तो वो है कीबोर्ड के साथ। किसके साथ? कीबोर्ड, क्योंकि कीबोर्ड से ही लिखते हैं QWERTY, है ना। तो अगला क्वेश्चन हमारे पास है, विच कीज आर नोन एज मॉडिफायर कीज? कौन से कीज को मॉडिफायर कीज कहते हैं? तो वो है शिफ्ट, कंट्रोल और आल्ट। ए ऑप्शन इज करेक्ट। कीज लाइक कैप्स लॉक, नम लॉक एंड स्क्रॉल लॉक आर कॉल्ड? तो इन्हें कहते हैं टॉगल कीज। क्या कहते हैं? टॉगल कीज। विच डिवाइस इज यूज्ड टू प्ले गेम्स ऑन ए कंप्यूटर? जॉयस्टिक। जॉयस्टिक से गेमें खेली जाती हैं कंप्यूटर पे, ठीक है। तो क्वेश्चन नंबर 6 इज, विच इनपुट डिवाइस इज वाइडली यूज्ड इन सुपरमार्केट्स टू रीड प्रोडक्ट कोड्स? इज बार कोड रीडर। What does OCR stand for? OCR stand for both A and C. Optical character recognition, optical character reader. Which device is used to grade multiple choice examination papers? OMR, optical mark reader. Question number 9 is, which device is used to enter audio in the computer? Is microphone. A trackball is an example of pointing device. The technology used in banks to process checks is MICR, magnetic ink character recognition. Which of the following is not an input device? Plotter, output, light pen output, digitizer output, touchscreen output. Smallest unit of digital image displayed on a monitor is called pixel. The output shown on a computer monitor is called soft copy. Which type of monitor uses a vacuum tube? CRT, cathode ray tube. DPI stands for dots per inch. ये अभी भी पढ़ा हमने, dots per inch. Which printer prints by striking a hammer against a ribbon? Dot matrix printer. Hammer, dot matrix printer. Dot matrix and daisy wheel printers are examples of 3D printers, laser printers, impact printers, non-impact printers, impact printers. Which printer uses a laser beam and dry toner powder? Dry toner powder. Laser printer. Which printer is commonly used for printing high quality vector graphics and architectural maps? The correct answer is B, plotter. Unix is written in which programming language? And the answer is C, language. Which of the following is a function of the operating system? Is all of the above. Plug and play device means the OS automatically detects and installs the device. To rename a selected file or folder in Windows, press F2. The small pictures on the desktop representing programs are called icons. The first screen that appears after the computer boots up is called desktop. Which of the following is mobile operating system developed by Apple? iOS. In computer spooling is associated with which device? Printer. With which key is used to take a screenshot of the current screen? Is printer. Screen prints SC. A driver in computer terminology is a person who operates the computer. Which of the following handles memory management and process scheduling? Is operating system. The file extension X denotes executable file. An example of real-time operating system is VX Works RT Linux. To permanently delete a file without sending it to the recycle bin is Shift plus Delete. The shortcut keys to switch between open application in window is uh, Alt plus Tab, which bar is usually located at the bottom of the Windows desktop. Taskbar. In Windows, the recycle bin stores deleted files. What is the full form? GUI, graphical user interface. The process of restarting a computer that is already running in is called warm booting. warm booting ये होता है ना? हाँ. So the which OS is commonly used in mobile phones is Android. Which operating system allows multiple users to access multi-user operating system? What is the maximum number of characters allowed in standard MS-DOS file name 8.3 format is 8. Which of the following is an open source operating system is Linux. Linux. Which who developed the Linux operating system kernel is Linus Torvalds. ठीक. Windows, Mac OS and Linux Ubuntu which type of interfaces? Which type of interfaces? GUI. Which OS interface requires typing commands? For example, C copy file is graphical user interface. Sorry, CUI character user interface. CLI. MS-DOS stands for Microsoft Disk Operating System. Which of the following is not an operating system is Oracle. The core part of the operating system that loads first and remains in memory is called the kernel. An operating system is that what type of software is system software. Which printer is commonly used for printing high quality vector graphics and architectural maps? ये आप बताओगे. Which printer uses a laser beam and dry toner powder? Laser printer. Dot matrix and daisy wheel printers are examples of impact printers. Which printer prints by striking a hammer against a ribbon is dot matrix printer. DPI stands for dots per inch. Which type of monitor uses a vacuum tube is ये भी आप बताओ. The output shown on a computer monitor is called the smallest unit of a digital image displayed on a monitor is called pixel. Which of the following is not an input device? Touch screen. Magnetic character recognition trackball is example of a pointing device. Which device is used to enter audio data in computer is microphone. Which device is used to create multiple choice examination OMR? What does OCR stands for? Both A and C. Optical character recognition, optical character reader, optical code reader, no. Which input device is widely used in supermarkets to read product codes is barcode reader. Which device is used to play games is joystick. In computer, keys like caps lock, num lock, and scroll lock are called toggle keys. Which keys are known as modifier keys is F1, F2, F3. Sorry, Shift Control Alt. The QWERTY layout is associated with which device? Keyboard. Which of the following is a pointing device is mouse. ओके. तो कैसा रहा ये सेशन? अब ये दो कंप्लीट हो गए. मुझे लगता था कि मैं दूसरे टॉपिक जो रह गए हैं अब सिलेबस में जितना हमने कवर कर लिया इसके एमसीक्यूज़ की शेप में इतना ही आएगा क्योंकि हमने मैक्सिमम क्वेश्चंस बनाए हैं, मैक्सिमम एमसीक्यूज़ बनाए हैं, तो इससे बाहर नहीं हो सकता. तो इसी में से कहीं ना कहीं से क्वेश्चन आएगा ही आएगा. तो अब जो बाकी सिलेबस रह गया मैं सोच रहा था दूसरा वीडियो बनाऊं उसके लिए, या यही एक वीडियो बनाऊं, इसी में सारा एक साथ बता दूं मैं. तो चलिए अब हम MS वर्ड और MS एक्सेल को कवर करेंगे MCQs के ज़रिए. What is the default file extension for a document saved in MS Word 2019? The right answer is .docx. Which shortcut key is used to select all text in document? B. Control plus A. To make the selected text bold, the shortcut key is Control plus B. Which feature in MS Word allows you to send the same letter to multiple recipients? Receptions. Mail merge. Mail merge is the correct answer. Portrait and landscape refer to page orientation. Which shortcut key is used to find in a document? Control plus F. In MS Word, Control plus Z is used for undo. What is the shortcut key for paste? Control plus V. Which bar shows the page number, word count, and zoom slider in MS Word? Is status bar, superscript, subscript, strike through are known as font effects. Which key should be pressed to start a new paragraph in MS Word? Enter. What is the function of Control plus J? Justify, align. Justify, align. To check spelling and grammar, which function key is used? F7. F7. The thesaurus tool in MS Word is used for synonyms and antonyms. Which feature automates the correction of common typing errors? Automates the correction of common typing errors. Autocorrect. Times New Roman, Calibri, and Arial are examples of font face, font family. Which shortcut inserts a page break? Control plus enter is the right answer, is the correct answer. In MS Word, the ribbon consists of tabs and groups. What is the minimum zoom percentage in MS Word? 10%. A header appears at the bottom of the every page. What is the default file extension for MS Excel 2010 and above? The correct answer is option C, .xlsx. Now, question number 22. An Excel file is generally called a workbook. A single page in an Excel workbook is called a worksheet. The intersection of a row and a column is known as a cell. How are how are columns labeled in MS Excel? A, B, C. How are rows labeled in MS Excel?
1, 2, 3. Columns labeled in MS Excel as A, B, C, and rows labeled in MS Excel as 1, 2, 3. Our formulas in Excel must begin with is equal to 27. C. Which function is used to calculate the total of a range of cells? Calculate the total of a range of cells. Which function is used is equal to sum. Option C is the correct answer. Which symbol is used for absolute cell referencing fixing a cell? Option B is the correct answer. Which chart type is best for showing the percentage distribution of a whole? The correct answer is option B, pie chart. Question number 31 is the shortcut key to edit the content of a cell. F2. F2 is the correct answer. F2. To quickly move to cell A1, press Control plus home is the right answer. Correct answer for question number 32. 33 says, what does the COUNTA function do? Option B is correct. Count is non-empty cells. If a cell displays, it means the column is too narrow to display the content. The which feature allows you to combine multiple cells into one large cell? Merge and center. In Excel, A1 B5 refers to a range. Which key is used to toggle between relative, absolute, and mixed references? F4 is the correct answer. Control plus semicolon is used to insert current date. Control plus shift plus colon is used to insert current time. Which function finds the highest value in a range? Is equal to max. Option B is correct answer. The address of a cell is in the third column is and third and fifth row is C5. C5 is the correct answer. Which view in MS Word best for reading a document on screen? Read mode. What is gutter margin? Margin added to the binding side of the page. Which shortcut key is used to redo an action? Is Control plus Z? No. Redo. Control plus Z is used for undo. And this is question number 44 says, which shortcut key is used to redo in an action? Redo an action is Control plus Y. In Excel, a collection of worksheets is called a workbook. Workbook. Which function gives the arithmetic mean of a range of numbers? Average. To print a document, the shortcut is Control plus P. The format matter tool is used to copy formatting from one place and apply it to another. Which tab contains the zoom option in MS Office applications? MS Office applications. View. The file extension of .pptx belongs to MS PowerPoint.
अब हम डिस्कस करेंगे पावर पॉइंट, इंटरनेट, ईमेल और एंटीवायरस. विच की इज यूज्ड Which key is used to stop a slideshow in PowerPoint is ESC. ESC option B is correct. Option B is the correct answer. And now, what is the shortcut key to insert a new slide in the current presentation? What is the shortcut key to insert a new slide in the current presentation? Is Control plus M. To start the slideshow from the current slide, press Shift plus 5. F5. Shift plus F5. And which view in PowerPoint is best for reordering slides? Reordering slides, slide sorter view. The motion effect applied to text or object within a slide is animation. The visual effect applied when moving from one slide to the next is called slide transition. Which function key allows you to check spelling in PowerPoint? F7. F7. What is the maximum zoom percentage in MS PowerPoint is? MS PowerPoint में zoom percentage कितनी है maximum? 400 is the correct answer. Which feature allows you to create a consistent look background fonts for all sides? Slide master. Question number 9. Slide master is the correct answer for question number 9. In PowerPoint, Control plus D is used to duplicate a selected slide object. Now, question number 11 says, who is known as the father of the World Wide Web? WWW. Is Tim Berners-Lee. Tim Berners-Lee is the correct answer to question number 11. Now, question number 12 says, the first page of a website is called the home page. Home page. Which software is used to view web pages is web browser, web server, operating system, search engine, web browser. The Google, Bing, Yahoo are examples of search engines. Chrome, Firefox, Safari, and Edge are examples of web browsers. 15b. HTTP stands for hypertext transfer protocol. in the URL http semicolon slash slash www.google.com comma inverted commas start.com inverted commas close indicates a commercial domain. Moving from one website to another is called downloading, surfing, browsing, uploading, chatting, no, downloading, no, surfing, browsing. 18b. Which device connects a computer to a telephone line for internet access? Hmm. Modem. ISP stands for Internet Service Provider. Cookies in internet terminology refers to a type of hardware, a password, a small text stored on your computer by a website. Yes, this is the correct answer. Which protocol is used for sending emails? Is sending emails के लिए क्या SMTP Simple Mail Transfer Protocol is used for sending emails and receiving emails के लिए क्या होता है? Which protocol is used for receiving emails? POP3 POP3 IMAP is used for receiving emails. POP3 in an email BCC stands for blind carbon copy. So the symbol used to separate the username and domain name in an email is separate at the rate of unsolicited commercial email is commonly known as spam. A file sent along with an email is called an attachment. 27. BS. Phishing is a phishing game, a fraudulent attempt to obtain sensitive info. Passwords, credit card is a type of virus, antivirus software. A fraudulent attempt to obtain a sensitive information. Passwords, credit cards, information. Okay. Question number 29 says a computer program that replicates itself and harms the computer is called a virus. Virus stands for very important resource under search, vital information resource under siege, virtual information resource under system, vital image resolution under system. Is the correct answer is vital information resource under siege रखना याद तो आपको अगर ये क्वेश्चन आया तो गलती नहीं होगी, कंफ्यूजन नहीं होगा. विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज नॉट एन एंटीवायरस सॉफ्टवेयर इज Quick Heal is not an Quick Heal is antivirus. Sorry. Oracle not an 31. Oracle is not an antivirus software. The first three are antivirus software. A firewall is used to prevent unauthorized access to internet. Trojan horse is a type of antivirus malware है ये. Trojan is malware. Buying and selling goods over the internet is called e-learning, e-commerce. Buying and selling goods, e-commerce. Because Amazon is e-commerce website. AHTO is e-commerce website. Yes. Which shortcut key creates a hyperlink? Hyperlink. कौन सी shortcut key? Control plus K. The address of a specific web page on the internet is known as address of a specific web page. IP address may be 36. B. URL info resource locator. An IP address consists of how many bits? IPv4. IPv4, 32 bits, 64 bits, 132 bits. And IPv6. FTP stands for File Transfer Protocol. Right answer. In PowerPoint, which key is used to start the presentation from the beginning? F1. F5. Sorry. The key F5 is used to start the presentation from the beginning. The default orientation of a PowerPoint slide is question number 40. Landscape is the correct answer. A predefined arrangement of placeholders for text, images, and charts is called question number 41. The correct answer is layout. Placeholders for text, image, and charts is called layout. Which key deletes the character to the left of the cursor is backspace. Which key deletes the character to the right of the cursor is shift delete. What is the full form of Wi-Fi? Wireless fidelity. HTML is used to create databases, web pages. HTML stands for hypertext markup language. To relate a home page, you press ESC BF5. Which folder in email contains emails you have started but not yet sent? Drafts. Yes, right answer is draft. Drafts is the right answer. Encryption is used for compressing data. No. Securing data by converting it to code. A hacker is someone who repairs computer, right? Is used breaks into computer system to steal or damage data. Question number 50 has 6 on C part is the correct answer. F5 to reload a web page, you press F5. And HTML stands for hypertext markup language. HTML is used to create web pages. What is full form of Wi-Fi? Wireless fidelity. Which key deletes the character to the right? Backspace. No, sorry, delete. Delete is the right answer. तो ये था कंप्यूटर का जितना भी सिलेबस जूनियर असिस्टेंट JKSSB का जो एग्ज़ाम होने वाला है जूनियर असिस्टेंट का, उसमें जितना भी कंप्यूटर का सिलेबस दिया गया था वो सारा कवर हो चुका है MCQs के थ्रू। मतलब अगर आप ज़्यादा डीप पढ़ोगे तो वो UPSC लेवल का हो जाएगा, लेकिन जूनियर असिस्टेंट लेवल का JKSSB लेवल का जो पेपर है वो इन्हीं में से आए। मतलब जितने भी आपने थीम्स पढ़े MCQs के थ्रू बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है और इनमें से क्वेश्चन डेफिनेटली आएंगे। जो भी क्वेश्चन आएगा वो इनमें से ही आएगा, तो इनको पढ़ना ज़रूरी है।